How do you prepare kids
Whammo.
Oh, awesome.
for whatever comes next?
What is computer programming?
What would you change?
Yes.
How do you prepare for tomorrow's lesson? How do you enable collaboration?
Maybe wrong. Okay.
And personalize learning?
What are you doing? Right, what?
How do you explain difficult subjects?
President Lincoln visited the battlefield when it was all over.
What are some of the causes that led to the Civil War?
America was still a growing country then.
And help kids make connections?
To two parties, right?
How does play lead to learning? How do you know you're making an impact? How do I get started?
Okay, today we're going to talk about the distance formula and the midpoint formula. So I'm going to demonstrate it with this graph. It says approximate AB to the nearest tenth of a unit. So the first thing we have to do is we have to identify the ordered pairs of A and B. For the distance formula, to find this point, I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -4, 5. And then the B part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That is 4, -2. Because this is the first ordered pair, this will be x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Now, I'm going to take and I want to insert these into this distance formula. So to do that, I'll start with x2, which is the 4, goes here. So it'll be 4 minus x1 is -4. In parentheses, I'm going to square that. So I filled in this first portion. Plus y2, which is -2, minus y1, which is 5. And I'm going to square that. And all that will be under the square root symbol. Now at this point, you can just type this into the calculator, press enter, and that will give you that length. Okay? If I go through, I'm going to go step by step just for teaching purposes. Change subtraction to addition, change sign second number. 4 plus 4 is 8, so this ends up being 8 squared plus change subtraction to addition, change sign second number. -2 plus -5 is -7. And that's also squared. I need to put both those, and they're still in the square roots. So when I do this, 8 squared is 64, plus 7 squared is 49. That's still under the square root symbol, okay, or the radical. I add those two together. So if I go 64 plus 49, I get 113. So that's the square root of 113, okay? If I take on my calculator above the enter key, well, if I do square root of 113, I press enter, it still says the square root of 113. But above the enter key, there's two arrows there, which will change it to a decimal, which makes 10.6. And that's an approximation. So this length is approximately 10.6 units. We don't know what the units are, but that's the approximate length of that. Next, the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula basically is the averages of the x's and the averages of the y's. So I say I use the same ordered pairs. It doesn't matter which goes first. because we're adding them, dividing by 2. But the formula says x1, x2, add those, divide by 2. This is an ordered pair. That's why you have the comma there. So it's a location. So I take this and I go -4 plus 4 divided by 2 because there's 2 numbers, comma 5 plus -2 divided by 2. Okay, so -4 plus 4 is 0 divided by 2, comma 5 plus -2 is 3 over 2. Okay, if I simplify this, 0 over 2 is 0. 3 over 2 is 1.5. So that tells me the middle part of this line, or the middle of this line, is at 0, 3.5, or 1.5. So look, here's 0, 1, and there it is. That is the location. That's the exact center of that line. And it is at 0, comma 1.5. Okay.
My name is Lance Tiesling. I'm in middle school in Eagle Grove, Iowa. Eagle Grove is not a very tall place. It's actually very flat. This is the tallest building on Main Street. It is about 50 feet tall. When I grew up, I want to be an architect and design skyscrapers. Yesterday at school, we went on a class trip, but this was not a normal trip with buses. This was something very different. The very first expedition we went on was to the Burj Khalifa.
Go ahead and grab 2 hands and put them up to your face.
It's so tall.
Okay, we're gonna go to the 153rd floor.
ST Math is designed to meet the challenge of the new Common Core standards by helping all students learn math conceptually. The Common Core formally introduces fractions in 3rd grade with an emphasis on 2 key ideas: relating fractions to the number line and using visual models. ST Math has over 2,000 fraction-focused puzzles spread across more than 80 games and 3 grade levels. Here, we'll focus on just a couple of games that demonstrate the ST Math approach. GG Cycle integrates visual models and the number line, and students estimate how far fractional pieces of a circle will roll. Notice in the next puzzle that we've moved GG's starting point away from 0.
If this succeeds.
Welcome to the Honourable Circle of Professors. A quantum leap for science.